Welcome everybody. I am Dattatray representing Vedabi Global Services. Vedabi Global Services is a specialist in providing support and services in BI and EPM space. We provide pre-sale support, health checkup and optimization, installation configuration, upgrade migration, support and maintenance, and end-to-end implementation. So today's agenda for the webinar is we will see about creating HFM application, HFM application architecture, accessing HFM, HFM security, HFM application setting, and HFM member list. Creating HFM application. There are two types of HFM application. The first one is classic type HFM application and the second is EPMA type HFM application. In classic type application, you create and manage dimensions, members and their property within application. If you make any changes to dimension or member and their property in one classic HFM, it will not affect another classic application. To create HFM classic type application, first you need to create application profile, which is a file with an extension of .per. In application profile, you define language for your HFM application, year, period, and custom dimension. Now we will see about EPMA type application. To have EPMA type application, first you need to have performance management architect component. This will provide a dimension server interface where you can create and manage dimension, members and their property. You can easily manage dimension, members and their property for many applications within single user interface. You can share dimension with another HFM application. The changes made to shared dimension also propagate into another application. HFM application architecture. Financial management is designed to operate as a multi-tier system. The client can be used to create and manage application profile information and metadata. On the web server tier, you access the web-enabled portion of financial management. The middle tier contains the domain intelligence and connection to the relational database. The data tier contains the relational database for all financial management data and metadata. The data tier also contains the Essbase database. Accessing HFM. You can access HFM application in Workspace. As you can see on the screen, we have opened HFM application, that is training application. So within application, you can open multiple tabs. Like as you can see on the screen, we have opened Documents tab, Grid tabs, and Manage Data tab. So it will be easy for the user to navigate between these tabs. In Document tab, you create and manage data grid and data forms and the folders for the data grids and data forms. As you can see on the screen, we have created folders and the data grids. You can see security class for each data grid. Now we will see about HFM security. You can protect HFM data by setting up security. In HFM, you can apply security to data, metadata element, and forms within HFM application. There are two levels of security that apply for HFM application. These security levels are authentication by external provider, and the second is financial management security. You can set security for HFM by loading a security file into an HFM application, or you can use Oracle Shared Service Console. You can use Shared Service Console to set up security for financial management application. In console, you perform following application tasks. The first one is assigning users and groups. Second is assign user permission to security classes. Or third one is running security reports. You can assign users and groups to security class in Shared Service Console. After you create users and group, you create security class. Security classes define users or groups access right to application element. As you can see on the screen, we have opened a window where we are assigning security class for users and groups. As you can see on the screen, TRN admin is a user, whereas USA user is a group. And in the column, you can see corporate, Europe, intercore, system, US, and default. These are the security classes. So you can assign this security class to users by selecting any cell, and then you can click on the drop down list, that is access right option, where you assign security levels. These security levels are none, metadata, read, promote, and all. Now this default security class, you cannot modify or you cannot delete this security class. This is the system generated security class. So if any user do not assign to any security class, then it will be treated as that that user is assigned to default security class. Now we will see about HFM application setting. When you define application setting for HFM, it will apply for entire HFM application. So in the right side of the screen you can see the properties for this training application. So we will see a few properties. Now the first property is the default currency. This setting will define default currency for your HFM application. The second property, that is default rate for balance account. This setting contains account that contains the translation rate to use for assessed or liability account. The third property, that is default rate for flow account. This account contains the translation rate to use for revenue and expense account. ICP entity aggregation weight. These properties specify the percentage for intercompany partner entity account that aggregate to ICP top member of the value dimension. Validation account property. It will specify the account name to use for validation. The account used for validation must be an existing account. In process management, validation accounts are used to ensure that value equal to 0 before a process unit can be promoted to the next review level. ORG by period property. You use ORG by period if your entity structure varies from period to period. This property enables you to capture changes of ownership between entities. So these are the application setting for HFM. So we will see for the HFM member list. A member list is a subset of related members that belongs to single dimension. It can reduce the time that you spend browsing member hierarchy in the data grid or data form. You can use member list in rules, and you can also use member list in financial reporting and analysis. So as you can see on the screen, we have created one member list for the account dimension. Let's say for example, there is one administrator user uh, who are using total revenue member, cost member and admin expense member so frequently. So then he can create one member list, and then he can add this member to this member list. So it will be easy for him to navigate or to select this member in data grid or in data form. There are two types of member list. The first one is user defined member list and the system defined member list. The user defined member list is the member list which is defined by the user, which is we just saw in the previous slide. And the next one is the system defined member list. The system defined member list, it groups member according to common property such as children of a specific parent or all base member of a specified dimension. So this is about the HFM member list. Thanks for participating in the webinar. We will look forward to see you again in the upcoming webinar for Vedabi Global Services. Please contact us for any query related to BI and EPM space to email and mobile numbers available on the contacts or slide. Have a great time.